Hello artists, it's great to see you again. Today we're going to work on a desert picture and we're going to talk about a couple different art elements and principles. And the first one we're going to talk about is perspective. Now perspective is when you show things that are close and things that are far away, and that shows perspective, that close and farness. And then a second thing we're going to talk about is value. So what you're going to need is a piece of paper and a pencil, and Sharpie's optional. I'm going to use it for you so you can see what I'm doing. And then whatever you want to color with. I'm going to be coloring with oil pastels, but crayons or colored pencils would work great also. So we're going to do 3 different cactuses, one close, one medium, one far away. So which one is close? If you said this one, you're right. Now how can you tell that that one is close? Well, one is size. It's much bigger than these other ones. So we know by the size. And the second way is when it's down low on the page, it's closer to us. And when it's up higher on the page, it's farther away. So I want you to draw 3 cactus, one big, one medium, one small that shows close, somewhat far away, and very far away. And you can put them in a different order. That is fine with me. Okay, I'm going to start with a big one. Now remember when we saw it, it was really, really tall. It started near the bottom of the page and it went up near the top of the page. So I'm going to go ahead and draw it in pencil first. Now this line can be kind of wiggly. You've seen cactus before. They're not just like straight lines. They do wiggle a little bit. I'm going to hop over there because I'm going to put another arm. On saguaro cactus, they call the extensions arms. Okay, here I come down. I've got my first one in pretty good shape there. I'm going to do one nice big arm over here. And another arm over here. And you see I'm varying it a little bit, like I'm putting it up a little higher and putting it a little different shape and size. Now I'm going to put one coming out the middle. They can come out all kinds of places. Okay, I'm going to switch over now to my Sharpie so you can see it better. So here's my very, very tall, very close cactus. Maybe some of you have these right in your yard. I don't have this kind, but I have some other kinds. But I like this kind. Okay, I'm going to do my middle one on this side. And it's going to come up higher on the page, about here. And then it'll come down a little lower, about there. And the shape's pretty easy. So that's good. And then that's just where the dirt or the sand comes up to it. And you can kind of choose the shape a little bit. They tend to grow upward though, but there is some variety. And so now I've got room for my little one in the middle. So where is that going to start? Big, medium, way up here. And it's going to end way down low. There, I've got my 3 cactus. I'm going to put the lines on it. Let me remind you about how they look. So they're similar to the outside shape, with their lines with a little bit of a wave in them. So we're going to do 2 lines on the center of each one. So as you're doing it, just be thinking, oh, I've got to leave room for the other one. See, it went bigger and smaller. That's totally fine. And here, this is smaller, so I'm going to just do 1. My little one, I'm just going to do 1 each. But this one's big enough, I can fit in 2 lines. And just go off to the side there because I'm a little tight. On this one, I'm going to do a different kind of a trick. I'm going to come on the inside, and then I've got all my lines showing. Just added a little extra there. So next we're going to do our landscape lines. And I think these look really interesting. How they start here and then they go to the bottom of the page, that curve there. And then these kind of go uphill. Now you may choose to put them in where you want, but be thinking about some for the dirt and then some for mountains in the back. And this again does not have to be a straight line. In fact, I think it's better if it's not. Do you notice how I have to hop over? I'm going over to the side of the paper now. Now I'm going to do my mountain lines. Now I got to hop over. I have to go behind that cactus because the mountains are very far away. So they would be behind the last cactus. Here's the top line of my mountains. There, now can you see where you have your mountains? And these are 3 different sections of the dirt. And our last thing to draw is our clouds. So I like to draw clouds where they're more bumpy on the top. And then closer to a flat line on the bottom. And this is another place where you can draw as many as you would like, and you can put them where you'd like them to be. It's your choice. I think they look more realistic if they're flat on the bottom, and you think about changing the sizes of the bumps. Okay, so now we're going to go to coloring. And the first thing we talked about, do you remember what that word is? That shows if something's close to you or farther or way farther away. That's perspective. So that's our first thing to talk about. And now we're going to talk about value. Now, value is when you put on more than one shade of a color so that it looks like it's curved or has some kind of dimension to it. or it can also be showing farther away and closer. So I'd like you to get a couple tones of green. And if you only have one tone, then here's a trick that you can do. You could mix, what would be close to green? Well, you could mix blue in, or you could mix yellow, or I've got gold here, a color close to it, and that would make another shade. So yellow or blue or gold can mix in and get another shade. So I'm doing my center cactus stripe light. And in this case, I'll just do the top one. And then the sides, I'm doing the darker. Now you can choose. You might want to put your darker in the middle and put your lighter on the sides. Here's something even crazy you could do. You could do 3 shades. Maybe I should just do that and show you what I'm talking about. Let me do that on the medium one. Let's just try it out. Okay, I'm going to use these 2, and I'm going to use the blue and make a blue-green for the 3rd one. So I'm going to start with a dark green. Then I'm going to do a light green. Then for this side, I'm going to do a blue-green. I'm going to start with blue, and then I'm going to do green on top. Okay, so that's kind of fun to try that out. And so hopefully when you look at it, you start to get that feel that it's a dimensional, roundish object, each of those arms. So you're going to do all your coloring of your cactus. Now, if I do some coloring on here on one of your example pictures, and I don't finish the picture, that doesn't mean I want you to do just as far as I did. I want you to finish the whole picture. Like, say if I stop now, would that mean that when you turn it into me, you shouldn't do that cactus? No way. I want you to do every single thing. There, I've got a gold here. I'm going to try and mix that in a little bit. Kind of looks good, I think. Okay, now as far as mountains go, a good color is always purple, but you could use other colors. It's kind of nice to stay away from green since these are all green. So purple or blue, dark blue, or a mixture. Let's try that, actually. There's purple. I'm going to add a dark blue in there. So it's your choice, but I'm just showing you what it's like if you want to mix, but you do not have to mix. There's all these little sections in between the cactus arms. So really look and be thinking about what sections need to be colored in. Now in the example I give you in Canvas, next there's these 3 sections here that are done in brown. So I happen to have 3 shades. Even though they use 2 shades, I'm going to go ahead and use 3 shades. Okay, So if you have crayon or oil pastel with the paper off, you can use it like this, or colored pencil works. You notice I'm drawing in the same direction. It looks neater if you do that. Okay, the last section is the sky. So we've talked about this before. All sky isn't always light blue. You can use that, but you could also do some mixing. So what I've got here that I used was pink, white, and blue. And so you can go the same direction around your clouds. I'm doing it just kind of lightly. And put some blue on top, or pink on top. And then white's a really good mixer. But it depends. If you've got crayons, you might not have a white. But maybe you have a few different shades of blue or pink or whatever you're going to do for the sky. Okay, well, I hope that you have fun doing this project. Remember the two things we're learning about in this project. One starts with a P. It's perspective. And you want to really get one really big cactus to show your perspective. And then one medium and one very small. And then the other thing is value, and it's where you use different shades of a color so it looks like it's curved on the edges. So good luck with it, and I can't wait to see what you do. Bye-bye.